Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Zen Tarot. My name's Julie. I'm going to do a pick a card reading for you all today. Look at the decks in front of you. I've got 3 tarot decks in front of you. The first pile or the first deck that we are going to use is the Everyday Witch Tarot cards. Pile number 2 or deck number 2 is the Lightseers Tarot deck. And pile number 3 or deck number 3 is the Tarot of Opposition. So take a look at each deck, see which one is resonating with you. I will put the timestamps in the description box below. If any of you would like a personal reading, I am open for those. Just send me an email. We can talk about that. If you like this reading, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and let's get to it. I will see you over at the reading. Hello to everyone who chose pile number 1 or the Everyday Witch Tarot cards, one of my favorite decks. Let's get right into your reading. We're going to take a look at the overall energy surrounding you up in the ether. We're going to start with the Moon Oracle card. So Spirit, can we get a Moon Oracle card for group number 1, for pile number 1? What is going on with pile number 1? Whew. Clear the energy here and get a Moon Oracle card. Pile number 1. A win-win outcome is forecast. The full moon in Libra. Wow. Look at this balance coming into you. Some kind of big win. Conclusions are within reach. Wow. Another big win here. Look at this. The full moon eclipse. We're in the new moon in Pisces energy here. Pile number 1. You've got a big, big victory here. Big victory surrounding you. Wow. Let's see what kind of animal spirit guide is up in the ether with pile number 1. Spirit, can we get an animal spirit guide that is walking with pile number 1 up in the ether? Pile number 1. Oh my God, look at the wisdom. Look at the wisdom that you have gained through this. Wow. Wow, big life lessons coming to an end here. Just really an understanding coming in. Wow, that is the big win here. You've got a big victory here. Sea serpent on the bottom of the deck. Look at you, the sponge. You've been learning. You've been in learning mode. You've been in school. You've been studying something. You've been recalibrating your skills here. So yeah, you've been in learning mode. Well, what are you learning about? Let's see. Let's get an Osho Zen-Tarot card for up in the ether for pile number 1. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1, Osho Zen-Tarot card. Wow, look at this with the source and breakthrough here. This could have something to do with spirituality or your gifts here, something coming straight from source, straight from God. This is amazing. A huge breakthrough, a huge victory, a huge win. I'm seeing such Libra energy in this reading here. Balance, some kind of settlement, some kind of agreement coming to a settlement here, court cases settling out, arguments evening out, just a real smoothing out of the energy after a big breakthrough, a big upset, a big lot of chaos, but just so much understanding coming through that chaos. That's how it always is, unfortunately, right? No one ever gains enlightenment binging Netflix on the couch. Friendliness, unfortunately, because I'm so good at that. Friendliness, merging the energies here. Coming together, coming back together, some kind of reunion, some kind of gathering here where you're sharing information and this integration of energy for you. Wow. Big graduation. This is beautiful. You've graduated. You've graduated after a very trying time, very chaotic time. I'm just picturing papers, things just flying around you, just a whole lot of chaos while you were almost standing still. You were almost going in slow motion throughout that, seeing that end goal, seeing that graduation at the end here. Beautiful. Well, you held strong. Determination. Really, you had a lot of determination. Let's take a look. I saw 333 on my timer right then. Let's take a look at the mind space. We're going to take a look at the mind space, the thoughts. We're going to take a look at the heart, the emotions, and we're going to take a look at the soul, the everyday life, or the foundation for you right now. 7 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay, well, these are the Everyday Witch Tarot cards. That's the tarot cards we're going to use for you. Let's take a look at the mind space. Let's take a look at what you're thinking about right now. Pile number 1. What's on your mind? Excuse me. What is on your mind? What is on your mind? Adventure with the Page of Wands, getting out on some kind of new path, new idea now, starting out as the apprentice. The Page of Wands is the apprentice, but already has the certificate under their belt, already has the schooling under their belt here. But now it's hands-on. Now it is learning it by doing it. Now you need the experience of it. And that's great. There's some kind of mentor that has kind of guided you through here, guided you to this point here. Such a beautiful mentor, always has their eye on you. If you have a question, they are there. Wow, that's beautiful. You're not starting out from much here. This is like a rags to riches story here. What else is on the mind space for pile number 1? What else? Ooh, the 6 of Pentacles. Look at this reciprocity. 6 of Pentacles brings balance back into the finances here. But in order to do that, you know, it's like the stock market. In order to make money, somebody's losing money, right? So this is just kind of a return back to you, a taking from one place here that maybe you've contributed to and giving it back to you here. So it's not complete equalization. It's a returning of money to you. So wow, and that equalizes you because it's been very unbalanced. Look at the 7 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Very unbalanced. Somebody tried to get away with something. Somebody tried to sneak off, hid something behind their back, had some kind of secret that's been revealed now. That is the breakthrough. That is the message coming through from the angels here. That it's revealed now. It's being returned back to you. It's all coming back to you now. The return, the big return. Let's see what the challenge is in the mind space for pile number 1. What's the challenge? What's the challenge for pile number 1? Walking away with the 8 of Cups and the Tower. Wow. Look at this Tower coming in under breakthrough. Eureka. I mean, this is life-changing for you. This is really, really a return to the investment that you have made here. Just an absolute ending to any kind of intentional delusions here. So if somebody put a smoke screen in front of you, I just feel like it was smoke and mirrors. You just needed clarity. There was a mentor that maybe guided you through excuse me, or gave you some messages, a different way, maybe a different way to go than what you were being told. Wow, a lot of guidance here, a lot of guidance, but it all just all the illusions crash. This is shattering the illusions to get to the wisdom here, to get to the breakthrough here, to get to the reason why. Wow. It's just, I'm picturing, why did pile number 1 go to the tarot card reading? To get the reason why. You have a purpose. I need to know why. I want that wisdom. I want that clarity. Spirit, what's your advice in the mind space? What is your advice for pile number 1 in the mind space for this huge breakthrough? Some kind of shattering of a belief, an idea. There's that King of Wands. There's that mentor, that Leo energy coming through. Wow, King of Wands. This is beautiful. You did have a very wise mentor guiding you out, encouraging you to look in a different direction or go in a different direction here. It changed everything. It's like you were going for one thing and it just led to something else. As soon as you got one piece of information, one nugget of information, it led to the next and the next and the next. It was like a treasure hunt. Wow, but you actually got to the end. You actually got to the pot of gold. It's not just another clue, right? Like National Treasure, where as soon as you find one thing, it opens up 2 other doors. Like, oh, dang, now I got to go research both of those and another clue and another clue. It just leads to endless amount of clues here. But this is a resolution. This is a finality. This is a judgment. The case is closed. Yes, I love that. I love that because it frees you up to do what you need to do now to expand, to get further into this newness that you're walking into here. Well, let's take a look at the emotions for pile number one. Wow, wow, wow. How are you feeling about this massive eureka, this breakthrough? How are you feeling about that? Two of Pentacles, you're on the fence. You're on the fence. You're juggling. You're juggling, juggling, juggling. You want to hold on to the past. There's this offer of new, and you feel it all crashing down, but you are in juggling mode, especially with the finances. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that for pile number one. Tell me more about the energy surrounding that. Ace of Wands. Wow, some kind of inspired action coming in, but maybe you're the starving artist right now and you don't see how that could happen. There is some kind of bigness coming for you, pile number one. If you've been writing a novel, writing anything here, painting, I'm seeing beautiful murals or big paintings here, or writing or expression of some kind, and it's expression of your heart here. Maybe that's been a struggle. Maybe you have questioned yourself or doubted your abilities or doubted your skills or asked everyone around you, what do you think? What do you think about this? You're trying to get the validation from others. And as soon as you just let it go, let the outcome go, detach from the outcome of what this is creating for you. What this is creating for you is freeness in your heart, freeness to express yourself so freely. That is the gift. That is the breakthrough, the realization that you can bring it home. You can bring it to the heart, no matter where you are, no matter what your circumstances are, by expression, by beautiful, beautiful expression. If that's dancing to your favorite song or painting out and just letting yourself express, or writing that novel, that book once and for all. It's all about the expression of it. That is going to return to you tenfold, tenfold. But you got to walk away of the expectations of this, or to attach to the outcome of this. Let's see what the challenge is in the heart space for pile number one. What's the challenge in pile number one's heart space? Spirit. Oh God, Three of Swords, but then the High Priestess. That intense grief. Oh God, and then the Emperor. But we've got the High Priestess. We've got the secrets revealed here. We've got the journey is complete. Step into my chamber now, and I will show you the secrets that you have worked so hard to obtain here, that you wanted so much to be a part of here. The Emperor, I mean, here they are. The secrets are revealed to you. The universe is laying something at your feet at this time here, revealing something to you, revealing how the expression of our hearts can change the world here. By expressing yourself freely, you are emanating this energy out into the world for others to resonate with. It's like this kind of sniff in the air. What's this? What's this being put out there? And it starts to travel. It starts to pull people toward you, pull people toward your kingdom, because they want to know how you did this. You know, not everyone's going to understand, and not everyone has gone through this path of grief that you have walked down here. I mean, this has been it's like the saddest songs come from experience, right? You can't have that kind of heart touching book if you haven't really lived those emotions that you are expressing now. And so that's why people are resonating. That's why people are picking up on that. It's been a lot of hurt, a lot of sorrow, a lot of shock and awe in the world of late. And you are using these shock and awes, these experiences so much for the betterment of the bigger picture here, because of this expression in your heart space here, this Ace of Wands. Like writing the sad songs, and it's just like do. It's just really getting out there, and people are like, yeah, I know what you mean. I know how you feel. Oh, big revelation for sure for you, pile number one. And it comes from grief. It comes from the heartache. It comes from what you've been through here. You've been through. Don't dismiss what you've been through here. But it is time to say goodbye to a lot of that. Grief is the great veil. We can't really connect with the other side until that veil of grief lifts up. And it's challenging for you right now. You're kind of in the in and out of that. You're mourning your past, you're mourning your innocence, you're mourning the loss of something here. So let yourself mourn, because that is, let the tears flow. That is absolutely what starts to lift the veil, and how these secrets revealed come in. It's not that they are available to you now. They've always been available to you, but that veil of grief clouded your vision from the Akashic records is really what that card represents. But a lot of people don't even know anything about that. It's just the bigger lessons in your life, in your individual life, that you've been working with. All right, let's take a look at the foundation. Let's take a look at the soul energy for pile number 1. Let's take a look at the soul energy for pile number 1. What is going on in the everyday life for pile number 1? Oh, look at this, the 9 of Cups. Wow. Wow, this is the way you do it. This is the way you do it. You distract yourself. You go to the beach. You go to the woods. You go to where Mother Earth Gaia is, and you let it happen behind you. You get happy, and then that is the ticket. See, because it can't resonate. It's in a different vibration with this grief than this happiness. They're on two completely different vibrations, but that's what you're juggling with the 2 of Pentacles right above that. That is the juggle. That is the struggle to keep one not out of whack, right? Not too far in the grief, not too far in the giddiness here, right? When you're coming out of grief, you have these experiences of, I get it, this giddiness, this exaltation, and then you can fall back, and it's very defeating, very scary, because you're just like, oh, maybe that wasn't it. Maybe I was wrong. But that's the in and out of it. That's the in and out of grief itself here. So boy, just paint it out, just cry it out, just write it out, just really express yourself. I'm picturing, I can't think of the name of the movie with Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson. I think Keanu Reeves was in it. And Diane Keaton is writing the story of her life, especially with this relationship that she has gone through. And she is crying and crying and crying and typing and crying. That is what I'm picturing with you. Pile number 1, just get it out. Just let yourself purge it out. Let yourself expel the toxins that you have gone through here, so that you can take that deep cleansing breath and understand what that cleansing breath means, how it just clears the residuals of the grief itself. It's just like a whooshing out of the grief. Tell me more about the daily life for pile number 1, sitting in their glory here in the 9 of Cups. Oh, the moon. Look at that. Look at that. You've got some real big major arcana here in this reading, pile number 1. But the moon is about secrets here, about things that you feel have been withheld from you. It's just like something felt very out of whack, very unjust, you just went through this journey of unjust, but you had to go crawl down that side of the pendulum to see what justness was, to see what fairness was. These big life lessons have always been available to you, but you had to learn the experiences through grief, through suffering, to understand, to be on the same vibration as the happy times in your life, or it wouldn't mean as much. It's just kind of a shallow victory when you haven't gone through the sweet sacredness of the journey, right? Of the journey, of experience, of allowing yourself to feel, not closing up, not shielding up, not guarding up, not protecting up, just allowing yourself to show that underbelly to the world, even after you've been kicked there, even after you've been down on your knees begging for mercy here. So it's absolutely beautiful. It's so beautiful. This is a story of triumph. This is a story of rags to riches. It's not a story of somebody born with all the resources that they ever needed and then expanded on those. This is not about that. This is about somebody who has struggled, who has truly, truly struggled, and learned it to earn it, didn't fake it to make it, didn't lie your way there, didn't cheat your way there. You learned it here. You went through the experiences here. You allowed yourself to feel here, and it's absolutely glorious. That's why you're feeling like everything is being revealed to you now. But this is everywhere all at once right now. Like this is, you are in the midst of chaos right now, pile number one. So you need to really, really just hold on. Take care of yourself, nurture yourself, drink a ton of water with these kinds of transformations. Wow, look at it in my shuffling. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Hierophant, the Pope card here. Take time to meditate. Take time to breathe it out. Take time to pamper your relationships. I see that there's a relationship here that maybe is wanting a little bit more time, a little bit more light. I mean, I understand you're going through so much. It's just really, really hard to focus on anything else. But that's going to change. That's going to help you. That's going to make you happier. It's going to soothe you when you don't have to talk about it. There's kind of this sense of, I don't want to talk about it anymore because I've already felt it. I want to start healing, but people keep bringing it up. People keep reminding me. And that's very difficult. It's time to kind of get away, break away, go somewhere different with this 9 of Cups here, where nobody knows your name, nobody knows your struggles, nobody knows what you've been through here. It's just kind of time to change the identity, change the label that people have put on you. We can kind of get caught up in these trauma friendships because they're so helpful while you're going through the trauma. But when you can escape it and take that step out and somebody's still down in the trauma, they want you to come back to where they are. They can't meet you where you are because you've taken a step out. You're now in the probably frustration or anger, right? We have to go up that emotional ladder to get to the 9 of Cups here. You've gone through a lot. You have to really, really recognize what you've gone through here. Accept that your life has changed, that you have changed, that things have changed. So pile number one, you've been through something. You've been absolutely through something. It's been heartbreaking. It's been very chaotic. Smoke and mirrors, a lot of smoke and mirrors have been trying to guide you into that clarity. There was just an exit route, but it was through a maze, and you had to navigate this with your emotions. You let yourself cry. You let yourself scream. You let yourself say, I'm lost, God. And as soon as you did that, it's like the skies opened up, the secrets came out, the way was shown to you by the light. I'm seeing the light of the Hermit, that guiding light in front of you. It just, this is the way. This is the way. Believe in yourself. Have faith in yourself. Look what you have come through. And it's a huge breakthrough victory when you arrive on the other side. It's like running through the tape of the marathon and understanding the race is over. You're just down on your knees right now. Just give me a minute though. I got to catch my breath. 3 of Wands, huge adventure ahead for you. 5 of Wands, this is all about change. This is all about change. Allow yourself to change. We are allowed to change. We are allowed to change. And when we know better, we do better. You know exactly what this tornado feels like, this tornado of loss, this tornado of things being ripped from you. Now it's the rebuild time. Now the soils are rich and fertile for you to start planting those seeds of hope, of abundance, of everything that's important to you, because you have all the resources you need now after the world has been cleared for you. It's just those seas have been parted for you. Pile number 1. You're special, you're magical. This is a very, very magical time for you because you can see it all now. You can see it all. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. If you like this reading, pile number 1, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I sure hope you do. I do the zodiac readings, Aries through Pisces. I upload every couple weeks. You'll see your sign come up. So yeah, welcome. All right, pile number 1, I'm sending you all my love and light, and I will definitely tune in with you soon. Hello to everyone who chose pile number 2 or the Lightseers Tarot deck. Those are the tarot cards we're going to do your reading with. I'm going to get an overall energy of the overall reading of the energy around you. We're going to start with the Moon Oracle cards. Spirit, can we get some messages, a moon oracle card for pile number 2? What's going on with pile number 2? What kind of moon energy for pile number 2? A time to give rather than take, the new moon in Virgo. I never know what this card means until we get into the reading here. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. This one wanted to come out. Your commitment is being tested. Oh God. And conclusions are within reach. The full moon eclipse. I like that, especially after your commitment is being tested here. And a time to give rather than take. That's a little confusing. Let's see. Let's see what's going on with you, pile number 2. Let's get you an animal spirit guide for Up in the Ether. Spirit, what kind of animal spirit guide is walking with pile number 2? Tell me about pile number 2 and the animal kingdom. Pile number 2. Ooh, the fish, Pisces energy. We've got this new moon in Pisces energy right now. So wow, very emotional, very much water energy coming into the mix here. Interesting. Especially with your commitment is being tested and a time to give rather than take. Firefly. It's like you're trying to gather the light just around you. It's been very trying. It's been very dark. You've got the spark within you. You've got some kind of hope here. But yeah, that's beautiful. Let's see what kind of Osho ZEN-TAROT card is up in the ether for pile number 2. Spirit, can we get some messages from the Master Osho? What kind of Osho ZEN-TAROT card up in the ether? Oh my God, there's the Master himself, and trust. Taking the big trust fall, learning the bigger lessons here, the bigger life lessons here. Some kind of big understanding. Your spirituality is really opened up now. There's some kind of door that's opened for you, and it came through emotions, came through exploration. The firefly, you know, it's this bright light just for a split second. If you try to contain it, if you try to put it in a jar, I used to try when I was little, they die. It gets smothered. It's just this very, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for here. It'll come to me. Something about, you know, you're having your own ecosystem here. Wow. Okay. Let's see. On the bottom of the deck, ordinariness, 8 of Pentacles here, mastering something, self-mastery, learning something new here. Oh, and trusting the universe here. I got to see what this energy is. I got to get into the tarot here to see what I'm trying to get at here with the firefly, and something about a big bright light and it burns out very quickly. A bright light burns out very quickly. So let's see what that's about. All right, Spirit, let's get some tarot cards. We're going to use the Lightseers tarot deck, of course. We're going to take a look at your mind space, your heart space, and your soul space. So let's start out in the mind space. What are you thinking about, pile number 2? What's on your mind right now? What do you want to talk about, pile number 2? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Ooh, the 4 of Wands, celebration. And the King of Wands. Wow, starting out on a new adventure. Leo energy coming in. You got the confidence. You've got the faith in yourself. There's some kind of renewal of faith in yourself, and you're celebrating you. You're celebrating this light that's coming out here. So maybe you're afraid. Maybe you're afraid if you shine too brightly, something's gonna give here. Something's gonna the other shoe's gonna drop maybe. But boy, do you have some spiritual guidance here. Look at that lion energy, just constantly looking over your shoulder, watching over you, protecting you. This card, I used to use this deck a lot in my zodiac readings, and it's always my spirit guide card. So somebody who is on this earth, loved you very much, and has passed over, and is just really showing up to say you are protected, you are loved, you are protected, you can trust again with this marriage card coming in, the contract card coming in. You can trust. So if you've got some kind of contract, something you've been looking at, maybe a house you've been looking at to purchase here, you've got guidance. Oh, look at this with the 9 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You're so worried about this, so anxious about this. You've been looking for the signs, looking for the words of wisdom. You know, they're coming at you, but they're in little bursts. They're in little micro bursts here. That's interesting. Why? I'm wondering why. What is the lesson there from withholding some of this information? It's like you see the light and then it's dark again. So what's that all about? What's the challenge? What's the challenge in the mind space for pile number 2? What is that all about? is the challenge here? Queen of Swords, you're very much guarded up here. And the Fool comes out in reverse. Starting over is a challenge, right? Learning something new. You're feeling like an apprentice again. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm too old. I'm too whatever here. Insert whatever you've been saying here. Because it's not true. It's not true. The Master Osho is here to tell you, you've got to trust yourself again. You've got to learn how to trust yourself again. Learn that we all make mistakes. We all mess up. We all go in with this different idea or this bright idea or this newness that people are sometimes very resistant to. So that I think has been really difficult for you to, it's been a tough pill for you to swallow here. That you had this bright idea, this brilliant idea, and it just kind of fizzled out, or something fell, or something wasn't picked up, or the contract was broken, and you're afraid to start over. You're afraid to trust again. That's been a real challenge for you. There's a Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. 12 long years. The number 12 comes through here to gain enlightenment. Gain enlightenment. The Hanged Man hung himself deliberately to see the difference in things, to see it differently, to gain that new perspective here. So that's exactly what the Fool represents, especially in the mind space, is a new perspective, a new way to look at it. Wow, very powerful. Your thoughts are really, really driving something forward here. It's like determination. You're just going to keep this bright light going as long as you can. As long as you can, you're going to keep it going. Beautiful. Determination, again, perseverance. You are persevering to get to the other side, to get to this new beginning. It's been stalled and stunted and stopped in front of you so many times, you're almost afraid to look past it. Let's see what's in the heart space. What's in the emotions for pile number 2, Spirit? Tell me about the heart space for pile number 2. What's going on in the heart space, in the emotions for pile number 2? Ooh, 7 of Pentacles. Look at this. You are sowing some new seeds here, new beginnings here. So yeah, look at that. Determination. 7-year cycle is over. There's something growing. There's something growing here. It's this new start. It's sprouted in front of you. You're just afraid to trust it. You're just like, yeah, I'm going to wake up in the morning. It's going to be dead. Right? We all go through those periods where it just feels like everything's taken from us. Look at this more Leo energy, strength on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, have courage. Have courage. Pile number 2. This is the test of courage, the test of faith here. Oh yeah, your commitment is being tested. That's exactly right. Wow, stay strong. Stay strong. Just keep nurturing your own garden here. Just keep nurturing your own seeds that you have planted here. Tell me more about the emotions in pile number 2. Tell me more. Tell me more. Oh, I saw death and rebirth wanting to come out there. The 7 of Swords comes out in reverse. And the Ace of Swords, that brand new idea, that clarity comes through. Just enough to give you this new start. I see the line of spirit moving through these cards here with the Ace of Swords, moving right up into the Queen of Swords, giving you the courage to speak and the bravery to take this leap of faith here. The time of shenanigans is over for you, pile number 2. There was a lot of trickery where the spirit guide had to really have your back and kind of maneuver some things behind the scenes here. Yeah, there was a lot, but look at these 2 7s coming out. That's the end of a 7-year cycle. Everything moves in 7s as far as cycles here. So yeah, you're at the very end of that. But things can't be hidden from you anymore. It's almost like you were the whistleblower and you got shushed, or you knew the truth. You knew what was going on, and you just got snuffed out. Again, somebody contained you, or tried to, I don't know, try to put some kind of chains on you or something like this with this firefly. It popped out in the very beginning for me about this in and out of the light here. And then if you try to hold it, if you try to make it light up, if you try to keep that light going, it burns out very, very quickly. All right. Advice. What's the advice in the emotions? I love this clarity coming into the heart space though. The time of shenanigans is over. There's no more trickery. There's no more fine print. There's no more tripping you up. There was some deliberate tripping up. And so I think that's why you're just so fearful to take that next step. It's like, yeah, I don't want to trip again. It hurts. 10 of Swords, walking away from it. Walking away from the betrayal. Just letting it go. Yeah, it happened. and I'm going to move on. I'm going to forgive. Doesn't mean I have to interact, but I'm going to forgive, because it's me, drinking the poison and expecting them to die. I'm going to let go of those toxins. I'm going to let go of the battle altogether here. The Emperor coming out in reverse here, you're laying down the rigidness, right? Look at the Emperor sitting on the planet Mars. That rigid, traditional, this is the way you do it. He's holding the chess piece here. He's got the rules to the game. He's got the rules written down like he can remember them like the back of his hand here. And now it's all different rules. The whole game has changed. Not even the same game here, pile number 2. Letting go of the rigidness. It's like you were the rock. You had to be the rock. You had to be the rock. You had to keep that light very bright for the people around you as you were moving through the experiences here. But it was like the rock in the ocean. The waters of change, the waters, the tide just keep rubbing up against it. It wears the rock down. This rock has been worn down. Your heart has been worn down. The crustacean that you put on there, the armor that you put on there with the Queen of Swords, feeling like you had to protect yourself at all times, it's falling off. It's falling off. You don't need it anymore. Not with the 7 of Swords in reverse here. You don't need that rigidness anymore. You can move a little more fluidly now. You got to become the water now. I forget who said that. Was it Carl Jung? Maybe. Become the water. Be the water. Maybe it was Dr. Wayne Dyer. It could be. Let's take a look at the everyday life with you, the soul purpose here. Let's take a look at the foundation for you, pile number 2. The foundation for pile number 2. I'm liking this ordinariness right down in the foundation. 5 of Swords. Wow, 5s are all about change. You got a lot of swords here, a lot of words, a lot of communication, a lot of back and forth maybe with the words here, but it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle to speak your mind. There's some kind of whistleblower. I'm just seeing, the 7 of Swords is somebody trying to get away, trying to sneak away with your power. It's just seeping out behind them, but they're trying to get away with that, with your power here. And it's like, look at this crow. I'm just feeling like this crow is moving right into your ear here, just whispering in your ear now about who this person is, who that is. I think you were fooled. There was like some kind of trickery going on. Fingers were pointed at somebody else, but the spirit guide here that has passed over, had a little message for this bird, had a little message here of who this culprit was, who had done this, who was working behind the scenes that put you in this reverse emperor mode, this very much defensive mode. And then the message came to you, the culprit was revealed to you, and it came in the form of a secret or a secret, maybe came to you in the form of a secret. Somebody told you a secret. Maybe a secret was told to somebody else of who had done what, and now that's been revealed to you. That's what this feels like. And it feels like every time you tried to take a leap of faith, you trusted the wrong person. And that's why you were stopped. You were stopped in your tracks because Spirit wants you to go back like the sleuth that you are and figure out the real truth of that. Who was really behind that? Who was the man behind the curtain here, manipulating everything? There's a narcissist here. The Emperor represents a narcissist, and the narcissist has been revealed with this in reverse here. So it's like, will the true narcissist step up? Somebody was pointing the finger at somebody else saying, they're the problem. They are the problem here. The spirit guide really knew that wasn't going to sit well with you. You couldn't just move on thinking that somebody was doing something that they were not here. It's just gossip at its finest here. But yeah, somebody's been dethroned, and it was a secret revealed to you. I love that imagery. Look at that. I mean, I just see so clearly how Spirit guided this message, this very important message to you. Wow. That's that light. That is that firefly light, that secret revealed. So a whisper in your ear, a text message, showing you the light here with the Ace of Swords here, showing you the final piece of the puzzle here. Wow, I love that. You just needed enough. It was like the flickering of the light on the map, and you memorized it in that 1 second. Oh my God, it's so and so. It's just like it was revealed and then it was gone. It was written in almost invisible ink by Spirit to let you know, to get the message through to you. There's some kind of big message, especially with these swords that have been trying to get through to you. But Eureka with the Nine of Cups, you are celebrating this truth here. This truth sets your heart free. It sets your soul free. Now you can be free to live. Now you can be free to carry on with things here and move into this brand new beginning here and take this leap of faith, this trust fall here. Pile number 2. Yes. This is like the biggest mystery revealed here. It's the ending, and there's no more sleuthing over it. There's no more trying to figure it out with the Queen of Swords up in your mind space here. You've always been strategizing. Is that true? I got to get to the deeper meaning. I've got to get to the root. Got to get to the root of this. It was like that unsolved mystery that has been eating at you and stopping you from starting over and stopping you from beginning again. Yes, I love this. Tell me more about the daily. Tell me more about the daily for pile number 2 with the Lightseers Tarot. Wow, this was a soul contract. This was one of those very, very heavy, hard relationships. There was just some kind of narcissist, some kind of that word is used. Even my brain wants to stop me from saying it. Pile number 2, because it's been overused. And it's kind of frustrating, because if you are an empath, and you are, if you're watching a tarot card reading, I think people don't understand that. If you're into this, if you're watching this, if you're resonating with this, you are an empath, no doubt about it. And every empath comes across a narcissist. It's the only way to truly challenge you to stand up for what you believe, to stand up for yourself here, to stand up for your own light here, and let your light shine brightly, no matter who you're with, no matter where you are, just standing in your true authentic light here. You have to be challenged. You have to be challenged to be able to do that. Otherwise, you scurry away back into the corner as soon as somebody challenges you. You're not used to that. You're not used to standing in your own light. So you'll scurry away until you get more and more comfortable with standing in your truth here. So that was not easy. It was a soul contract. It was a karmic lesson for you. Number 6 with the Lover's card, Gemini energy coming in. But this was a very, very sacred lesson, a very blessed lesson, a very painful lesson. And somebody has been dethroned. Look at this with the Chariot. I'm moving on. I am moving on. Taking that dark, taking that light, and moving on with Spirit's help here. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. This Cancer energy of moving out. I'm moving out. Really, bags are packed. I'm not doing this any longer. You go be all you can be. But I have to go be all I can be. This is absolute separation of the twin flame energy, which can occur, in any relationship here. And it's that separation period that I'm going to go find myself. I am going to go get the things done on my bucket list that I want to get done. I'm not going to make this about you and how you're feeling and how comfortable you are any longer. This is my life. This is my journey. So this is an absolutely beautiful strength reading here, where you just say enough. I know the truth. I know it was you, Fredo. Enough. I know. Oh my God. File number 2. Roll the credits and screen here. Knight of Swords. This is a secret coming in. This is a truth revealed. It's coming in hot and heavy, and it's coming in to you. Pile number 2. A revelation, a eureka, an aha. Now I feel free to leave. Now I feel free to leave. Before I felt guilt, I felt trapped, I felt shame, I felt like it was all my fault. And now that I know, now that it's been revealed, boy, I'm gone. I'm out of there. Peace out. Love this. I'm going to go live an ordinary life like it should be. I'm going to find my happiness. I'm going to find my abundance. Look at this, and I am going to celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate. You've been holding back my celebrations too long. You've been stopping me from being happy because that just seemed to piss you off every time I was happy here. But guess what? I'm gonna dance in the rain that you've thrown at me. Absolutely beautiful. You're just turning it around. You're turning it around on them. You're just like, yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm going to dance in all that rain. I'm going to stand in the glory of God the more you throw at me here. Pile number 2. This is absolutely a story of triumph, a story of a hero here. A story of a hero here. And I am honoring you. I'm absolutely honoring you. You went from this to pure bliss here, to dancing in those storm clouds here. It's just like, why not? Who's gonna stop me? Not this fallen angel who's been dethroned. I'm getting my new start, and we're turning this fool around here. Oh God, this is absolutely glorious. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. Pile number 2, it was such a pleasure to tune into your energy. Thank you so much for allowing me to tune into this. I love this story. This is just like a book in my mind, and I see the movie, and yeah, it's beautiful. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed already to my channel, I hope you do. I do zodiac readings, and your sign will probably come up every couple of weeks. And yeah, hit this like button. Hit that like button right now if you haven't done so already. All right, I'm sending you all my love and light, and I will definitely tune in with you soon. Hello to everyone who chose pile number 3. We have got the Tarot of Oppositions, this deck right here. This is what I'm going to use for your reading. Welcome, welcome. If you like this reading, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, pile number 3. Let's get right into it. Let's get you a Moon Oracle card. I want to get some overall energy around you for the Tarot of Oppositions group. So let's take a deep breath. Let's clear the energy. Spirit, can we get a Moon Oracle card for pile number 3? Pile number 3, what is this reading about? Don't let pride get in your way. The full moon in Leo. Huh. I wonder what that is about. Don't let pride get in your way. Is there a situation going on or something happening where you're having to kind of simmer it down? Your hackles are getting riled. Confidence is your key to success. There's more Leo, the new moon in Leo. Boy, I gotta tell you, Leo has been really encompassing my readings lately. There's just this kind of Leo energy, this passion, this desire. Leos are all about confidence and getting on stage and kind of celebrityism. All right, let's see what kind of animal spirit guide is up in the ether for pile number 3. Pile number 3, what kind of animal spirit guide is walking with pile number 3? Ooh, the elk, very strong. Look at this fire again, all this fire coming through. Big dreams coming in, big ideas coming in. Very determined. Elk energy, that's interesting. Oh, look at this, the earthworm wanted to be seen. You've been on this journey for quite some time. This has all been about clearing, cleansing, getting rid of the doubt. Maybe you have a lot of self-doubt or insecurities. You've been kind of tied up in knots, like your belly's been tied up in knots. There's this fire that wants to be released, but you're a little bit hesitant to release it. So you're just still holding on to it. What was this? The fox. Look at this. Very smart energy coming through. Very strategic. Looking at the details here. All right, let's see. Let's get some Osho ZEN-TAROT advice. I want to get some advice for up in the ether from the Master Osho here for pile number 3. Master Osho, what advice do you have for pile number 3? Pile number 3. The outsider. Wow, the 5 of Pentacles coming in, feeling like the outsider looking in. Again, it's like you have this need to contribute or this need to be a part of something or a part of a group here. But there's just something holding you back, or you feel this barrier in front of you. It's like you're waiting for the invite, maybe. Maybe, yeah, that's it. You're waiting for the validation that you're allowed to come in. Look at this with the Master. There he is, the Master Osho on the bottom of the deck. Take control of this. Take control of this. You have the key to this. You are the one holding yourself back, is the advice. Wow. All right. Let's get some tarot cards. Let's get to the Tarot of Oppositions. We're going to take a look at the mind, the heart, and the soul here. So first we're going to take a look at the mind space, see where your thoughts are at right now, what you want to talk about, what is primary primary thought on your mind right now. So Spirit, let's look at pile number 3, group number 3 that are tuning in right now that resonated with the Tarot of Oppositions. What's going on in the mind space surrounding the energy? What's going on in the mind space for group number 3? What is the surrounding energy? The King of Cups comes out in the upright. The Ace of Wands comes out in the upright. There's that fire again. This is all about that Leo energy coming in, just that determination to get something done here. The Knight of Cups usually represents some kind of apology. So maybe you want to extend an apology, or you're waiting for an apology to come in. It seems to have something to do with this invitation that you're waiting for, or this okay, the permission slip maybe. There's some kind of dream that you've been working on, that you've been really studying here, and it just feels like you've almost smothered it to death. You've almost put so many conditions on it that it can't rise, it can't bloom the way it wants to. Like, I'm picturing, have you guys ever seen the ugly fruit or the ugly vegetables, right? Because they're just pulled and sold as is, and some of the carrots have, 2 heads, and it's just really interesting. That's what I'm feeling like here. Like, those weren't perfect. Those weren't perfect to the eye here, so they were almost just discarded, even though they taste exactly the same. They're the same thing. It's just all in the eye of the beholder here. So this dream, this idea that you have this mission, you have this purpose, we all do, and you've been really trying to follow that. You've been trying to go inside, follow your intuition, follow your gut, but you had this preconceived notion of what that was, what the outcome was, what that was going to look like, and you've been waiting for the permission slip to step into the yard with the others, to play with the others and be on their level and be on their grade here. But you felt like you had something to learn with the earthworm energy here, like you weren't quite prepared, or you wanted to have conversations with them and you wanted to understand what they were talking about. So you went into kind of this deep dive to learn it. And in the meantime, this follow your gut, follow your intuition was getting more and more pushed down, because you were looking for the externals to validate you. You were looking for them to say, hey, come on in, you're with us. You were waiting to be pulled. You know how you have to be picked sometimes for a team. In school, it was my worst nightmare. I was always the fat girl. Nobody wanted me. I was always last. All right, we'll take Julie, right? It's like that. It's just, and then I would kick ass. I was so good at softball because I was husky, right? I was stocky. And I'm 6 foot tall, and I was in 8th grade. So, it's just all in the eye of the beholder. It's all in the way that you are seeing this. It's almost, I'm thinking of spirituality or reading tarot cards. I would have never dreamed I'd be on YouTube reading tarot cards. Never. I have been watching YouTube card readers for years, for a decade, maybe more. And I never, ever dreamed. They were always above me, always the station. I wish I could do that. How do they do that? And then you just do it. It's not anything like I thought it was going to be, but you just start speaking from the intuition. You let the messages come through. You let the angels just speak through you, and just put your own guard down. Put your own translations down. Put your own meanings down. It's just so beautiful. All right, what's the challenge in the mind space for pile number 3, for group number 3? What is the challenge? What's the challenging thought for group number 3? What is the challenging thought? King of Wands. Oh my God. Either you are Leo, you have Leo in your chart, you are really invested in a Leo here, but there's some kind of message that really wants to come in, and it's inspiring, it's exhilarating, but you're still feeling like you have to scalp the ticket still, or there's none available, or you're just on this kind of crunch to be included. It's like running for the cruise as it's taking off, and you have to do this leap onto it because you're supposed to be there. It's the grand invitation coming in, but you're not seeing it because it doesn't look like you thought it was going to look. Just kind of clear your vision of what you think this is going to look like, or what you think this is, or what you think a tarot card reader looks like, or what you think a this could apply to anything. What you think a lawyer looks like, right? What you think a doctor looks like, what you think a plumber looks like. It doesn't matter. It's just you have this preconceived idea or preconceived notion of what that looks like, and you're waiting for the permission slip. Here, now you can come in. Now you are invited in. But you've been invited all along. It was just your own insecurities that you felt unprepared, or you felt not ready, holding you back. There's something coming in. If you're resonating with this, you've got to leave me a comment. Let me know what this is. It comes in like an invitation. Like I'm picturing those invitations from, people that go all out on the wedding here, and it's like you're opening this box with butterflies and birds coming out of here, or confetti coming out, or something. It's just some kind of grand invitation, but it's not what you thought it was going to be. Look at the star energy on the bottom of the deck in the upright here. I love this. It's some kind of miracle. The star can represent, excuse me, a miracle. Wow. Okay, that came out of nowhere. All right, Spirit, what is your advice in the mind space? Wow, justice, Libra energy here, balance coming into the mind space here. I love this equalization. This was you feeling inferior, you feeling not good enough to enter. Maybe somebody growing up had you feeling like you just weren't invited. It was kind of that be seen but not heard mentality here. But wow, it's just a real equalization. It's not that you're coming in thinking that you are the leader now, that you're going to show them how to do it here. It's just equal ground. The door was never shut in the first place here. You were always on their level here. So a grand equalization coming out. It's like you're no longer part of the wedding party now. It's just really, it's not focus on one or two people here. It's just the focus on all. Wow, that's beautiful. Justice here too, some kind of settlement, some kind of agreement here where you are feeling more on equal ground. Something was very much unbalanced, feeling very unbalanced, especially in your intuition here. Like you thought that something was going to work out, or you had this very determined way of looking at something. Right now I am thinking of my moon potions and my wishes and my prayers. When my father was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, I was going to use my spiritual power to heal him. I was going to be the anomaly. I was going to be the miracle. It happens, right? We get miracles. You see it every day. People get miracles. Well, my miracle, it didn't come. It didn't happen. It did not happen. And my father was agnostic, and he had this very different way of looking at spirit than I do. He thought it was all woo-woo. He used to laugh at me. He used to make fun of me in such a loving, accepting way, because my dad really did not want to change the way I believed about things. He got a kick out of it. It tickled him that I believed the things that I believed here. So yeah, where am I going with this? I couldn't cure him. I couldn't help him. I was useless. I was powerless. I was helpless. It threw me into such a crisis of faith, just such a crisis of faith, because why not me? Why not me? I wasn't chosen. I wasn't as advanced as I thought I was. I couldn't manipulate the energy like I thought I could here. And then you just start coming into this realization that my dad had his own free will too. You can't intervene in those choices. We all have these kind of, I believe, these exit points throughout our life, and we can choose. We can choose to jump ship, or we can choose to stay here. So my dad chose to jump ship. That was completely up to him. It was never up to me. But I know Spirit understood the reasons why I was asking for that, the reasons why I felt like I needed my dad on this earth, because without my dad on this earth, sometimes I do question, it's just such a different earth for me. It's just such a different life for me. So yeah, my faith is coming back, but it was cracked and it was broken, and I felt like the outsider. I felt like everybody got their dreams come true but me, and that I was being punished in some way. And maybe tarot was not in the light workers best interest. But I have come to learn that this is my way to express myself. This is my way to help others who are grieving and going through what I went through here. And isn't that what this is all about? Isn't that what this spiritual transformation is truly all about? Is putting out that hand behind you and saying, I've been where you are now. Come with me. You can be where I am, right? It's just a helping hand, that guiding light. That grief cannot last forever. So hang on, hang on. Let's look at the heart space for you, group number 3. What's at the bottom of the deck? The 7 of Cups. Something just not working out the way you thought. Let's look at the emotions of this. I want to look at the heart space for group number 3. Spirit, tell me about the heart space for group number 3, the emotions. 5 of Wands. Wow, 5 is all about change. There's that fire again, competition stepping in here, kind of a brutality competition here where people pushing you aside to be seen here. So yeah, I can see kind of why you felt like the outsider. There were people just really trying to get ahead, scratching and clawing, win at all costs kind of mentality to get ahead. Bless you, doggy. My dog's decided to play right next to me now. Yeah, this win at all cost mentality really dinged your heart. That just really, it was just like this kind of cutting to your knees because it was so cutthroat. It was so cutthroat. It's just like this irreverence for those around you really had your hackles up. It's just like, oh my God, this is brutal. This is brutal. This is not the way it's supposed to be. You just had this realization that what you were going for was not the way it was supposed to be. Wow. Again, with my realization with my dad, what I was going for to cure him, to heal him. He was 85 years old. It wasn't the way it was supposed to be here. So it's just that shattering of an illusion that needs to happen because you have so much more power than you think you do in your own life. So yeah, it's that impression on others to back off, trying to change the external so that you can feel better inside. If you could just change, right? If you could just heal, if you could just have your body get rid of that cancer, it would prove me right? It would open this door for me and I know I would be accepted here. But instead I keep myself holding back because things aren't working out the way I am demanding them to work out, right? We get into this stance where we almost get desperate for this to work out, and desperation never brings in what we need it to bring in. And desperation only brings in more desperation. So yeah, 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, 5 of Wands. 5s are all about change, transformation, elevating up, the Hierophant energy here. So let's look more at the heart space here. Let's take a look more at the heart space for group number 3. Group number 3, tell me more about group number 3 and the emotions. Wow, another ace. The Ace of Cups here comes in reverse. It's like your cup is empty. Your cup has gone dry here. It has to be refilled. It has to be refilled with new emotions, new dreams, new ideas here. Again, there's an apology. There's an apology, but it falls short. It's too little, too late. It's no, because that dream is dead now anyway. And no, that's not what I wanted in the first place. Really a turnaround where you went really far in a certain direction, and boy, you just stopped. You saw what was going on around you. It was like this world you didn't want to be in, and turn around, abort this because it doesn't feel good. That apology doesn't feel good. It's just so not what I thought it was. It doesn't soothe my aching heart like I needed it to years ago. Now it just means nothing. What's the challenge in the heart space for group number 3? What is the challenge in the heart space? The 6 of Wands. Look at this Leo energy. Wow. It comes out in reverse though. That ego getting in the way, the pride getting in the way, just like the Moon Oracle up in the ether. Don't let pride get in your way. Again, this person is extending some kind of offer to you, some kind of apology to you. Accept it. It's all about forgiveness. You don't have to forget. You never have to forget that you were locked out at one point. You were shunned at one point. You were sent away at one point. point, and now they want to come back and they want to reconnect and they want to feel the way that they used to feel in your presence here. But don't get the tit for tat going. Don't get revenge. This is not about revenge. This is all about forgiveness. These contracts we have with each other, these relationships that we have with each other, this dance that we are doing, it's all for purpose. It's all for purpose, to better us, to expand us, to learn how to deal with our own emotions when the externals are not working in our favor, when things seem to be turned, when the taste of success in your mouth, it tastes like sand. It tastes so bitter. It's just such the bitterness of success here. So spit that bitterness out, spit that resentment out, spit that should have been this way, it should have been then, it would have meant more to me then. Just spit that out. It's here, it's in now, and nothing matters more than right now. So don't let your ego get in the way of this. Don't let your pride get in the way of this, that you should have been treated better. That's why you felt so disconnected and so bad in the past when you were locked out, maybe 5 years ago. When you felt so bad in that apology, you would have jumped right back onto that ship. You would have jumped right back into that relationship. You would have jumped right back into that friendship. And boy, where would you be now? You'd be even deeper in it. It'd be even harder to separate it. So really, really understand that it was all for purpose, that you would be in such worse shape now had that apology come then here. So yeah, it's kind of that song's in my head. I wish I knew what I know now when I was younger, right? Because we would have put that pride down. We would have just shaken their hand and wished them well and moved on with our lives, understanding the blessing of not getting entangled in that relationship was a glory. Spirit, what is your advice in the heart space? What is your advice? What's coming into my mind here is rejection is God's protection. 6 of Swords. Look at this, moving on. It's been difficult for you to move on because you just felt so hurt. You felt so hurt that you weren't included. It was just like, why am I unlovable? You just put it all on yourself here, all on you, of why things, why they weren't honoring you and why they had knocked you off a throne. You had been knocked off of some kind of throne here, knocked out of title here. Look at this with the Lovers on the bottom of the deck in the upright here. This could have been, this was absolutely a soul contract for sure that went bitter, that went sour here. It could have been part of the twin flame energy where there's a separation, but yeah, it all happened the way it was supposed to happen for you. And it's just time to really let it go. I feel like you're just feeling so resentful. You know, it's so easy to build that resentment up when it's win at all costs. It just feels so cutthroat. It feels like you've been discarded or thrown away, or just so easy to throw away. You know, I've been there. I've been in that emotion where it's just like, my God, why though? Why? I did so much. I cared so much. I loved so much. Why was I so easy to throw away? Why was it so easy to give up on me? It's just this question, you know, we all have at some point in our lives. And it wasn't easy for them, but it was purposeful for us to really, really become self-reliant and self-aware and expand and forgive ourselves for our shortcomings and our shortfalls. But it is so hard. I still ask why. Why, God? But it's all for purpose, and it is time to move on. It's time to bring that justice, to bring that equality, and to understand they were hurting just as much, really. It's true. I really see a feeling the other side of this. And they were hurting just as much with the Lovers card. Let's look at the daily life for you. Okay, group number 3. This is going on a little bit, I think, longer than the other ones, perhaps. Let's look at the daily life for you. What's going on in the daily for group number 3, Spirit? Tell me about the daily for group number 3. The daily. What is this? The King of Pentacles comes out in the reverse. Oh, you did lose something. You lost a kingdom. You lost title. You lost your throne. Five of Cups. There's another 5. It comes out in the upright here. So no more regrets. The 5 of Cups can be about loss and disappointment and grief and sorrow and getting so caught up in that. It's time to plant some flowers in those vases filled with tears, group number 3. It really is time to bloom. It's time for you to bloom now. Ace of Swords. Few aces coming into your reading here. New beginnings. Forging a new way here. I like this Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups mixture for you because it's coming in the mind space. You got the Ace of Wands. Perfect in the mind space because it's about inspired action, about not just thinking about it, but moving forward, just moving in, walking the walk, not just talking the talk, not just saying, yeah, I'm strong, this is what they did to me, and using that as your excuse to not move forward year after year after year. Yeah, they didn't appreciate me. Yeah, they locked me out. Yeah, I was supposed to own the company by now, and they shunned me, and they abolished me, they banished me from the kingdom here. And you can use that story, but year after year after year, it's like no longer valid to use that as your story. There's new experiences coming in that you're going to be leaning on. Now you're no longer going to be leaning on that story where you were knocked off your throne here. You've got the Ace of Cups in your heart space here. So the cups are all about our emotions, all about overflowing with emotions here. You're going to have an overflowing emotional moment here where you're releasing the resentment, you're releasing the bitterness here. I'm not sure if that comes in when somebody comes in with this apology and you just kind of let go on them. It's just kind of like, oh my God, I can't stop talking about how much this hurt me. Now you're really expressing that, or you're keeping it to yourself and you're allowing it to be part of your story now, part of the story of why you couldn't do something, or why you couldn't move forward because somebody locked you out or somebody held you back. And it's like an abusive parent. An abusive parent can be so very difficult to break the chain of that because hurt people. And that's a great excuse. That's a great excuse to continue to hurt people. But the real hero is the one that turns that around, the one that really moves away from the tradition of hurting people, because it can go down the line over and over and over. And then you have the excuse, well, it was all that I knew. And there's so many people that had the same story but said, yeah, but it's not all I'm going to know. It's not going to define who I am. It's not going to be with me the rest of my life. I am a survivor, not a victim here. So really, really moving out of the victim mentality and taking control back, taking your power back. So you've got the aces here, the ace in the mind space, the Ace of Cups in the heart space, and here we have the Ace of Swords in the daily, in the everyday here, the forging of the new way. And this is you in the tangible. This is you making decisions to move forward now. This is you quitting that job from the boss that always undervalued you, always gave the credit to someone else. This is you quitting that relationship that undermined you at every level, that kept secrets from you, that held back from you, that made you feel like an outsider looking in on their lives at all times here. This is you moving away from that at this time. The energy changes. Oh, is so ever changing, group number 3. So do not think this is goodbye, farewell, forever. This is not over, because this is one of those karmic lessons about allowing someone to make you feel less than, and you getting the strength and the courage to understand just how big and needed and special and beautiful you are, how you were always welcome in the world of spirituality, how you were always welcome with like-minded people here. It's just time to open up your arms and accept who you are now. You are not the same person today as you were yesterday. Knight of Pentacles, another offer coming in, that offer of apology, that offer of I'm sorry. Oh, it's about time. There's the Star, Aquarius energy. It came out in the reverse. We had seen it earlier in the upright here, that miracle coming in. Don't stop yourself from receiving that. Don't feel less than to receive the miracles in your life. There are so many miracles in your life around you here. Look at there's the Lovers again. It just really wanted to be seen. Yeah, soulmate energy coming through very, very strongly here. And the Page of Wands, somebody looking in on you, somebody keeping tabs on you. It comes out in the reverse, so they're doing it for jealous reasons. They're absolutely keeping tabs on you to make sure that you don't get bigger, that you don't feel smarter than them, that you don't feel more powerful than them. So sometimes when you enter into these relationships, that's really, really a struggle and pushes you into your true authentic light, where you're going to be you no matter where you are. You're so used to wearing masks and saying what you know the person next to you wants you to say. It's like that overbearing boss, and you're in a meeting and you're saying the words you know your boss wants you to say. They're not your words, right? When you're in that kind of controlling relationship where you're walking on eggshells, you end up just being you no matter where you are. There's just no more mask. There's no more pretending. When you break free of that, when you break free of the control that they never had in the first place, but you gave them, I gave these relationships all the power because I cared. I cared about what they thought of me. I cared about how they cared about me, right? It was just this looking for validation in the externals. And then you just learn. You learn very, very quickly after, not very quickly, it can take years and years and years, but you learn once you draw that boundary, once you make that change in your life, once you put that story down of why you can't do something, you're free of it. You're free of it forever, and you will always walk in your own authentic light. You will always walk in your true skin with spirit just shining down on you, and you're shining for the world now. You're not putting on any kind of hat or mask or saying something you think somebody else wants to hear any longer. It's just speaking purely from your point of view. Beautiful. Oh, group number 3. This is almost my favorite one of all. I love this. I love this because you are getting all of your power back. You're just kicking down that door of opportunity that you've held yourself back from. And it's like, woo, where are you going now? Where are you going? Keep us updated. Group number 3. And this is moving with integrity, with a proudness you haven't felt before, because you're so proud of who you are now. There's no more secrets. There's no more skeletons. There's no more someone finding out the truth about you. This is the truth about you. You've already fallen off of your throne here. So yeah, this is truly, truly success. Incognito now. Now you don't need the accolades. You don't need the apologies. You don't need the validation. You can go with all of your protection, your spiritual protection. You don't need people to see your face anymore. It's just really, really beautiful. This is true success. This is true success. This is the look at me. The look at me. I need attention at all times in order to feel like a god. I can't be a god unless you treat me like a god. This is you saying, I'm a god. And you don't need to know, as soon as you put a name on God, it is not God, right? That's what Carl Jung said, I believe. A God that is named is not a God. Wow, I love this. Going incognito now. It doesn't matter. You don't want people to know your name. You don't want people to know your face. You want to live a happy, peaceful, abundant life without the pressure, without the obligation to keep being who you are. You're just so stuck in this all the time. When somebody who becomes famous, right, they're stereotyped. They're stereotyped. Is that what I'm thinking? That label that's put on them, like the child actor that can't ever break free of being that child actor. They're stuck in that role forever. You're not stuck in any role. You can be anybody you want to be. Group number 3. Hallelujah. All right, I'm going to end it here. I hope you enjoyed this reading, group number 3. Thank you so much for stopping by. Leave me a comment, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I do zodiac readings. Your sign will come up about every 2 weeks. I love tuning into your energy. Thank you. It's an honor to tune into your energy. Sending you all my love and light, and I will definitely tune in with you soon.